I saw some criticism about Paul Kagame now that he arrested some opposition leaders. Now, the aim of this video is not to justify his act, but I just want us to look at certain stuff critically because I know as Africans, most of us are very emotional when it comes to the Western system. A lot of us just like to copy without understanding how this thing works. And we don't even understand, we don't even have the understanding of the historical evolution of a society, of a cultural settings of a society. You don't just come pick any system and put it in a society and expect it to work without understanding the cultural system. Now, this is a country that went through a very horrible history of genocide that almost claimed almost more than up to 1 million lives. Now, what happened? Remember, when an individual underwent a situation of trauma, they require medical counseling and healing. But this is something that never happened in Rwanda. When a genocide was going on, the world stood and they were watching the people killing themselves. So now you have a young man, Paul Kagame, who took up arms against the government and stopped the war, then took the country from its level to another level. Now you have flood of Africans criticizing him without understanding the cultural settings of the country, without even basic understanding of what it means to have human rights. Human rights is not just about right to speak, which is what most Africans are asking for you to criticize the government anyhow you want and insult them anyhow you want. Human right is having basic amenities, basic stuff that you need. A house to sleep, a secured future for your children, a good infrastructure in the government, and that is what Kagame is providing to them. Now, don't take my word for it. You can go ahead, make your research, because I personally visited Rwanda and I saw the level of development. And I'm telling you, what I saw in Rwanda is not just infrastructural development, but a cultural development, a cultural evolution. There's this sense of serenity, there's this sense of security, you get this sense of comfort, the sense of a very cool ambiance. The weather is different, the people, they're so welcoming. So it's not just about democracy and human rights. And we have to understand that the Westerners that were even trying to copy, it took them time before they were able to adopt some of this system. 1960s, just a few years ago, blacks were not even allowed to vote in the US. It is still here till today. There is still systemic, human right violation that nobody's talking about it. We see a white man getting justice and a black man is not getting justice for the same crime. So let's not be too quick. Let's not be too in haste of trying to adopt certain system and not looking at the fact that are on ground. Now, I know many people might disagree with this, what I'm about to say, but I want to follow me patiently. Let's try to understand what happened in Rwanda. Now, you have a situation where people were traumatized, and most of them were not healed in this situation. So you have a young man who came in and said, okay, look, this is what we're going to do. He came into the country, took over power. The ICC now called him and said, look, you have to give up all the war criminals and we're going to prosecute them in the International Criminal Court. Paul Kagame told them, no, we have a system, a traditional African system of our court system. It's called the Gachacha court system, which is the Rwandan system that they're going to do it. Now, these individuals were not prosecuted. It was elders participated. A huge committee set up and they call all the neighbors, look, let's forgive each other, let's move on. It's time to build our nation. The world has been laughing at us. Let's just build this nation together. It's a reconciliation process that they did to build that country. Now, if you go back to Rwanda, you will see the people are happy because they are feeling the development. Now, what happened next? You have some individuals from nowhere who ran away during the war. They didn't even stay in the country to even fight for the people. Just came in from abroad that they want to come into the country. Paul Kagame didn't run away. He stayed in the country, fought for the liberation of his people, and now he didn't just liberate them from that tyrant, but he's giving the economic freedom now. Then you have individuals who do not even have the understanding of the entire country, who just came out from nowhere that they want to come and take him out of power. Now, it's fascinating to see that, in my personal opinion, they're just hungry power individuals. I don't see them as anything else. First of all, because Rwanda has certain constitution that one need to look. Victoire, I listened to her speech. There is no substance in what she can't even express herself in English. She can't even in French that she speaks. I understand French. She doesn't. What are your policies? What can you offer for the country? You just came in and want to oppose the government for nothing. If at all these individuals have good motive in their mind and they really are interested in the development of Rwanda, positive development, all they could do as individuals is to say, look, we have certain ideas in our mind how to develop this country. We want to work with you and put these ideas in effect. Because Kagame is already doing a good job. He is moving the country. All you need to do is to open your eyes to acknowledge some of this development and say, okay, look, let us do this together. Let's work together and move. But no, they came in, they wanted to set in discord in the local community. The same mentality that started the genocide. You understand? So Kagame has the responsibility to protect the locals. And mind you, this system is not just practiced in Rwanda, it's practiced even in China. If you don't understand how the Chinese system works, they don't conduct election of 4 or 5 years and then they remove the leader. No. They have an institution, the Chinese Communist People's Party institution, where before an individual can occupy a political position, you must be educated on nation building, on local cultural value. You must understand foreign policy. So they will make sure that not just an individual who is power hungry can just come and occupy a position, but an individual who understands the need of the country can be able to occupy this position. And that is what Kagame did in his country. He set up a Paul Kagame institution of leaders, and local people are being trained, ministers and people are being trained to understand the cultural settings of the country. So you have foreign individuals, Victoire and Dian Riguara and Frank Abineza, people who don't even understand the country. They just came in because they want power. It's not fair, it's not done. And as Africans, let's not be too quick to judge what we don't understand. Kagame is doing a very great job. All we can do is to give him the support in that country and because he's outstanding among all African leaders. He's the only visionary leader that I've seen. The rest of them, sweet talks, they can give you good speech, but they can't do anything positive. Nothing positive. Look at this Nana of Ghana. He just came in, gave a very beautiful speech to the French president, criticizing him. Everybody came out clapping, and he did one stupid thing recently, that they want to build a federal cathedral. Really? You want to build cathedral where there are thousands of people that are living in hunger? The cathedrals I've seen in Europe here, most of them are being turned into museums. The people that build them are even tired. I've never seen stupid leaders like that in Africa. They give sweet talks, very beautiful speech, but to do them, to put some of the things they say in practice, wahala. Now, Paul Kagame is not somebody who talks a lot. If you really observe him, if you follow his politics, in short, I actually feel he doesn't know how to express himself, but he's working. And Rwandans are feeling his work. If you go to Rwanda today, ask many Rwandans, they will tell you that we are happy with our government. The people who are not even in the country are the outsiders that are criticizing the government without knowing what is going on there. Because Africans are too quick to adopt European and Western system. They don't even understand what is going on in the country. So you don't understand the cultural setting, you don't understand the people, you don't understand their need. So I just give you an example of China now. China, they say they don't want any democracy. They want single unitary system. They want a unitary system where there's no opposition. So if you really want to accede into power, you have to show what they call meritocracy. You have to show through example of local politics how you have developed your local community, your active participation in the party. They are grooming people to take over power. The same thing Paul Kagame is doing. Most Africans don't understand. The Westerners are even doubting their system. If you don't see the Euroscepticism that is growing up here in Europe recently, you see the election they did in Sweden, you see the same thing they did in the US with the election of Donald Trump, and even here in France, Marine Le Pen, the Front National Party, they are growing. They are growing. You see, this national sentiment is growing up in Europe, and the Westerners are doubting their own system. So let's not be too quick to say, oh, we want to adopt a system that we don't even understand. Like I told you earlier on, human rights is not about the ability to just criticize the government, not to say things anyhow. Human rights is the ability to have your basic amenities, to have your secure future for your children, have a roof to sleep, good education, and Kagame is giving to these people. Now, the only thing we can do is to give them time. It is not yet time to say, "Look, we have to allow this individual who don't even know anything about the country to come in and destabilize it and drag the country back like all other African countries." They have to wait. There is time for democracy. There is time for civil rights that is coming on right now. If they are really interested in developing the countries, all they can in the country, all they can do, go in and say, "Hey, look, Kagame, we have ideas. We want to work with you. Give us a ministerial position. I have idea about changing the national education. I understand what I want to do. I want to take this position and reform our school system. I have idea about tourism. I want to take all the tourist sites in the country, develop them so that when tourists come in, they have a very comfortable. I have the ideas of nation building. Look, this is what I can contribute to the government. Work together and develop the country. Not just came in and start opposition. The same rhetoric they did during the genocide is the same thing they're trying to do. And Paul Kagame told them that no, you are not going to destroy what I've started building. I have unified these people that we are fighting each other and killing each other. I unified them. Now there is a huge cultural movement. Any foreigner that travel to Rwanda, you will feel the cultural pride that those people have. So it's one of the most important values I've never seen in any African countries. I've never seen. I've traveled to a few African countries. I have friends from other African countries, but I've never seen people with such cultural pride. You can feel it. Foreigners going to their country, they are eager to learn their language that is called Kinyarwanda. They are very eager because the language is a melodic language. You know, you listen to them speak, their radio station, everything they do, you want to learn the language by any means. So you, as a foreigner, once you go to their country, you'll be influenced. Nobody will ask you to learn them. You'll be influenced to learn the language by yourself because the people are proud of their culture and they show it, they display it. I've never seen that spirit in any African country. So all we can do as Africans, give this individual support and allow them to develop gradually and stop criticizing because human rights, somebody was arrested. You have to dig deep to see why they were arrested in the beginning. I'm not supporting Taiwan, so I'm a Pan-Africanist. I understand what it means to be developed. And I've identified certain key quality in Rwanda that other African nations do not have. It's not about infrastructure, it's not about what Kagame is doing concerning the Rwandan infrastructure, but what is very important to me is the cultural value. Very, very important. He is developing a cultural system. Now they have something they call the Umuganda, where people come out to clean up the entire community together. So they do these things every Saturday and they create this unity, this helping the Ubuntu spirit that we call in Africa. So it's a right thing you are saying. So Rwanda is an el-dorado of Africa. It's going to set out in the future time. Some people need to acknowledge that and stop all the unnecessary criticism.